Want to travel around the world? Walk with lions and bungee jump off cliffs? Visit 100 countries and 8 wonders of the world. Experience culture and travel on a budget? Well, tune on into Mr. 100 Countries Visited.
Hey, y'all, these appetizers are so good. Like, I will fly back to Europe alone just to get one of these. Better yet, I got 2 of these. The other one is older than the phone. But man, these are just so good. It's like a bubbly apple, like refreshing type of drink. And oh my gosh, it's just amazing. I got a little time to talk about this trip, so I'm going to talk about it. So I'm going to talk about it now. I'm currently in Mas Palamas, Gran Canaria, and this is one of the best places I've ever been. I've been looking for another place, because I'm kind of over the whole Thailand thing. Thailand is my favorite country. Thailand is beautiful, but it's starting to get too common. And Lucci don't like common. Lucci like exclusive. So, this is probably going to be my exclusive spot right now. And you heard it from me first. But yeah, this place is just so affordable. It's just so beautiful. Like, the weather is great. Like, the locals got on jackets or whatnot. And it's like 69 degrees out here. They looking at me like Frio. I'm like, what you talking? Like, no, back home is like 13 degrees. But absolutely beautiful. Underrated. I just got done hiking to the very top of Mas Palamas. So I got to see the entire overview of the area, the ocean, the dunes, and so forth. And it was just great. So what else do we have here? The restaurant's super affordable. So it's like an average that I pay for a meal is about like $15 US. Drinks are like about $7 US. Like, it's just super affordable. Transportation is easy. You can catch the city bus for like $3. Taxi rides cost like $5 to $7. Just affordable. It's great for hiking, as I just mentioned. I just got done hiking. Yeah. So before this, oh gosh. So where do I start? Do I go backwards to the front or front to the back? I'm gonna start from the front to the back. So I started out in oh, this is so good. Oh my gosh. Started out in Iceland. On the second I left Chicago, got there the next day, 6-hour flight, 6:30 in the morning. I went to Blue Lagoon first when exiting on the plane. Iceland is high as hell. So make sure you got priorities planned and hotels planned. Like, you don't want to do nothing last minute in Iceland. So how I did it was I looked for like different public transportation, like public shuttles. That's what they recommend online. And from the airport to the Blue Lagoon, it's like $33. And from the Blue Lagoon to Reykjavik, which is the city's capital, which is where I stayed, it's like $33. And then also coming back from my hotel that I stayed in Reykjavik to the airport, I prepaid for a shuttle, which was like $27. So that was about as economical as it's going to get, especially if you have an early flight. So on average in Reykjavik, oh gosh, it was like about, I don't know. The meal I paid for, I had a falafel meal. Because I pretty much walked everywhere. That's the good thing about Reykjavik. You can walk a lot of places. So I will give them that. However, I did not mess with the taxi. I already heard the taxi system would just tax you. and I didn't even mess with it, judging from what I saw. So that being said, I walked all over the place. Went to this falafel joint. It was good, very good. But I ended up paying like $30 for that. Falafel, that was never supposed to be that much. Back home, falafel meal, drink included, like $15. In several places in Europe, $15. Not Iceland. Well, Iceland is in Europe, but it's got its own thing going on. So like $30 for that meal. From then I was kind of tired, so I went back to the hotel, got my rest stand, got up, went back out, walked back out. It just finished snowing like literally the day of. It was kind of tough walking, but I pushed through it and I trooped it. So I went to this drag bar and it was fun as hell. Yes, fun. I ended up dancing the night away there, and then yeah, it was a good vibe. I met a couple of other people there. They bought me some drinks, so that saved the brothers some money. And yeah, it was just a good vibe, despite how much it was, like paper stuff. What else? Next day, I was out of there. My next stop, I had a layover in Denmark, Copenhagen, for about 2 hours. Then I flew on down to Berlin. Berlin, I went on out. I went to the Holocaust Memorial. I went to the barrier which divided the East and West, where the wall was located prior to the Cold War in Berlin. I forget the name of it. I'll post the name or whatnot. And then what else? I walked to where Hitler's former residence was located. So that was different. It's like a bunch of residences there because they of course tore it down. But just being in the area where he once was marching at and had troops at was just like, wow, like this is really real. Like it's crazy. So I ended up just kind of walking. I got a little hungry during my walk, so I saw in that same block where Hitler's residence was a Japanese restaurant, and it was the bomb. It was good. It was clean. Yeah. Fire, and I love the ambience inside. It was very affordable. It cost me like about $20 for everything, so can't beat it. After that, I went out, did my thing in the gay district for a little bit, and then went back to my hotel. Next day, time to hit it. On the move. So from Berlin, I flew to Warsaw. Warsaw, I flew to a township, well, a city in far southeastern Poland, which is called Herzegovina. And Herzegovina, I wanted to get to a city far east, southeast of Poland, on the border of Ukraine, which is called Medyka. And that's what I did. I ended up like LOT Airlines was pretty annoying this time. Like almost every flight that I caught got delayed. So as a result of that being delayed, I missed my train from Rezazal to Medyka. So I had to pay for an Uber, which was like $82. So I was kind of annoyed with that. But anywho, I was over there for one mission, and that mission was to definitely see Ukraine, and I did. Crossing from Poland to Ukraine, it's like two checkpoints. So you gotta check out of the EU to go into Ukraine, and then from Ukraine back into the EU, which Poland is part of the EU. So leaving out of the EU, passport agency or representative asked me several questions about how I'm going to be over there, and I was pretty much telling her, I had to break it down to her, like, not gonna be in here long, but she seemed concerned, so that was good. But I was there for one thing, and it was just to say that I've been. Oh gosh, it's flying. Annoying. So why it made me forget, lose my train of thought. Good gosh. So passport representative, border patrol agent, for lack of poor words. Um, yeah. Asked me all of these extensive questions on how long I was gonna be in there, and to break it down to her, I had to explain to her like I'm a world traveler. With soda was luckily I had my first passport, and she looked at she saw my stance and she's just like, okay, I'm gonna let it walk out of that border checkpoint, went to Ukraine's checkpoint, and it was the oddest energy with that agent who was supposed to take my passport and stamp it, because I'm holding my passport up to give it to her, and she's not even putting her hand out to take it. So I was looking at her, I was like, okay. So I'm like, are you gonna take my passport? And she's talking very low, like super low, which was weird because when I first walked in, I could hear her voice, but when I'm communicating with her, she's talking like very low in tone. So I just thought, I'm just like, particularly with border patrol and passport control and all of that, I just learned to smile through it, and 'cause you don't want to give them any negative impressions. So I'm just smiling at her. I'm like, "You gonna take my passport, ma'am?" And finally, she took it. She's talking very low, asking me a series of questions. How long am I gonna be in Ukraine? Said all of an hour. She said an hour. I'm like, yeah, due to the war, one. And then two, I just want to say that I've been. After about, I don't know, 5 minutes of questioning, she finally let me in. In order to get into Ukraine, they have to check your bags. So I had on a big backpack, put it through their scanner, and that was it. I walked right on in. Walking into Ukraine, it was an energy there. It gave an energy that you didn't want to be in there too long. So I walked to a few convenience stores. Tried to go to this restaurant. Restaurant wasn't open, however. So I don't know. After a while, I just said, "Let me get up out of here." So that's what I did. So when leaving up out of there, I went back into Poland. I took a train from Adika to Krakow. And Krakow, that's where, I don't know, I was kind of tired. I wanted to go out and check out the scene, but I'm like, nah. Took my tail on in, and I just went to bed. Next morning, on the move. So I took a flight from Krakow to Zagreb, Croatia. Zagreb is the capital. From there, my main mission already had been in Croatia, but I had not been to Slovenia. So Slovenia is directly to the north of Croatia. That was my mission there. So I took a hour-long train ride on up to the border of Slovenia, and it's part of the EU, so I just walked right on in. Just kind of took a couple of photos, say I've been there, in and out. Police stopped me just to, ask a couple of questions like what was I doing there, just to, ensure safety. I ended up making them laugh about the whole ordeal, so, hey, that was that. After that, took that same hour-long train ride back down to the main train station, and then I had to take a 2 hours later after arriving there, I had to take a 7-hour bus ride, which ended up being 11-hour bus ride down to Sarajevo, Bosnia and Herzegovina. It ended up being 11 hours because the bus driver, he just delayed it substantially. I guess he was tired. It was all different types of factors. A couple of the locals was kind of mad. I wasn't heated about the situation because I knew like my plane didn't leave there until the next day, so I was good. So ended up touring Sarajevo, went to the old ruins, went to the old city, had breakfast there. The breakfast there was very underwhelming. The guy was gassing me up talking about, oh, it's going to be so good. It's going to be so, so good. And it was so, so not.
Okay, bye.
But, yeah, it was an experience. So, yeah. What else did I do? I had some great tea there. Yeah, they had some super duper good tea. I learned that Bosnia and Herzegovina is not a part of the EU. So it made sense when I was leaving Croatia that I had to get stamped out of there. And then when I got to the airport that afternoon, I had to get stamped back out to go into the EU, which brings me to my next destination. I reached Italy. I have officially been to Italy 6 times. Italy is my most traveled European country, so just doesn't feel real. So yeah, the plane in Sarajevo got delayed. I thought I was gonna miss my train, 2 trains, which would have got me up northern Italy. But luckily, the pilot from Sarajevo to Rome, Italy, he put his foot on the pedal and got us there almost at scheduled time. I did miss my first train. However, the trains at Rome's airport were pretty good, like every 15 minutes. So it's just like I could make it up. I did almost miss my train going to northern Italy. So the northern Italy city that I was determined to get to was Pisa, Italy. And if you know anything about that, Leaning Tower of Pisa. The train ride going from Rome to Pisa was just absolutely beautiful. I caught it in the evening and it was just mountains, countryside. Just seemed so peaceful. The weather was good. It was a good deal. What happened after that? So I did the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Always wanted to go there since being a kid. And man, I did it. I was like, what? Man, some things you just never, ever forget. And that's going to be one of them. I will never forget that feeling when getting off the bus and already having my camera going just to, show like, oh, that music is kind of loud. Just to show like, my first impressions. And man, I remember just seeing it. I was like, oh my gosh, just don't forget it. So I stayed there for like about 25 minutes. Then I had to hit it again, catch a train ride to go to, this time, Rimini, Italy. I had a pit stop in Florence, pit stop in Bologna before getting to Rimini. I got to Rimini in the wee hours of the night. I was trying to get to San Marino. This is my second attempt at doing it, and it has not worked out for me. This time it didn't work out because of the wee hours of the night. And to get to San Marino and back from Rimini, they were trying to charge me 120 euros for a taxi. Never. And San Marino is one of the things, it's like all of, like what, 25-minute trip from Rimini to San Marino and back, like 50 minutes of all. So I'm like, come on now, like, I'm not paying for it. It's about time it was time for me to, see it, or I could have saw it the next morning, but my train had left at like 6 in the morning. So the life of a busy express traveler. So I was like, oh, it's one that I gotta miss again. So yeah. The next morning ended up being a bit of hell for myself. So I made a really, really big mistake, and I was really ticked off at myself for it. Made a really big mistake, and my train ticket's going from Rimini to Zurich, Switzerland. I booked it for the next day. So I left Rimini on the 8th, but everything was booked for the 9th. The 9th. So I get on there, ticket lady trying to scan my ticket. I'm like, I don't know why it's not going. So she looked at the date. She was like, it's for tomorrow. So, I'm kind of thinking, I'm like, can't this just be easily fixed? No. She says, you have to buy an entire ticket off. Oh, I was hot. I was hot. Yeah, that did it. I'm like, seriously? So she made me pay $30 for the ticket from Rimini to Bologna. So I utilized that hour to look up different ticket options to go from Bologna to Zurich. Because I wanted to get to Zurich, to get to my last, well, what would have been my last country of seeing the entire continent of Europe, which was Liechtenstein. I think that's how you say it. But I looked up the prices, and basically, y'all, I would have been paying almost $300 more for these damn trains. I'm like, nope, no. So I'm like, you know what? I had some thoughts. I'm like, I'll come back and I'll get these two countries up out the way, because I'm almost done with seeing Europe. So that was about to be my whole little announcement and surprise this time. But everything happens for a reason. So, long story short, when getting back to Bologna, man, I was like, let me go right on into Barcelona, Spain, because that's where I was going to after Liechtenstein. And let me go right on into Barcelona, enjoy Barcelona, and that's exactly what I did. Flight was smooth. Flight was all of like an hour and a half. Got to Barcelona, checked into my hotel, dropped my stuff off. Man, I just walked everywhere. Barcelona is a great city to walk in. Barcelona is super affordable. Got to be careful because people would try to pickpocket you there. But overall, me personally, I would say Barcelona. I walked primarily the ocean front. I went, I walked miles. And then, after that, I kind of went back out and took a nap, and then kind of went to a few gay clubs that night. And then the next day, that's when my friend came in and we had a little ball. Ended up walking around some more. Went to Sagrada Familia, which is the infamous cathedral there. Recreated my iconic pose that I took in January 2022, almost 2 years ago. And man, got kind of tipsy. But had a great time. What else did I do? Both of us simultaneously got sick. Well, he was in pain with his leg. I was getting sick and underneath the weather. So we kind of called it one for the night. Next morning or next afternoon, we flew out to Morocco. So Tangier, Morocco. You look at the map of Africa, and you look directly at the far left-hand corner of Africa. Tangier is that city. It's the most northwestern city on the entire continent of Africa, which basically almost borders Spain. So the cool thing about coming in from Barcelona to Tangier is that I got to see on the airplane where Africa and Europe meet. So Gibraltar. So yeah, that was cool. I always wanted to see that, and I saw it. So once we landed in Tangier, I knew looking online like it would be beautiful. I knew where I was located, but I didn't have any true expectations out of that. And let me tell you something, Tangier is a gorgeous city, like gorgeous city, affordable city, super affordable city. So yeah, It's Moroccan, so they speak primarily or Arabic language. But as long as you got like Google Translate, I was just fine as always. Um, Man, we ran in. Okay, so checked into our hotel, stayed at Barcelona Tangier. It's right on the Mediterranean Sea, and it was beautiful. Great room, great service, high quality service. Only paid like $100 for the room, so it was great. Had all these different amenities, infinity pool up there, had a rooftop restaurant, rooftop bar, conference rooms up in there, bar on the first floor. Man, it was just laid out. And it was great. So once checking in, dropped our stuff off. Had to go and get a couple of things. Went to the mall. I needed batteries for my birthday, but nobody had these batteries that I needed. So I couldn't wear my birthday suit, but I will be wearing it soon. Trust me, and y'all gonna love it. Bring my batteries. No, but so I'm leaving. So went to the mall, and so forth. So didn't have it at the mall. So then we came upon this taxi driver, random taxi driver that we flagged down, and he was just so determined to help us find batteries, which I'm grateful for him. You ever in Tangier? I got his contact information. But be very wary of him because he is like the craziest taxi driver ever. Like the video game with was it Sega something? The crazy taxi driver or something? Yeah, he drove just like that. This man was getting within centimeters of people. I'm like, oh my gosh, like whoa, like he grabbing yeah, I can't even come up with words. But he had me grabbing stuff to try to hold on. But yeah, man, he's hands down the craziest driver that I've ever encountered, and that's saying a lot because I've been in a lot of vehicles in my day. So yeah, I'll never forget him. So as soon as we couldn't find any batteries, we was with him all of an hour. We went back to our hotel room and kind of rested for the night, trying to shake off our sicknesses and pain, medicine and up and all of that. So the clock strikes, and so I'm on almost my birthday. We went to this discotheque that was across the street. First, there wasn't nobody up in there, but then it picked up very quickly. There was a nice vibe in there, provided great service to us. Like it was just a good deal. So that was good. Like once like the night had ended, I went back to the hotel, kind of chilled. Next morning, we just kind of stood around the hotel, had breakfast there, and it was time to go back to Barcelona. Stayed overnight in Barcelona by the airport. Fran went home, and then I flew back down here to Gran Canaria, Massapallanes, Canary Islands. And as I said at the beginning of this video, this is one of the best spots I've ever been to. So I highly recommend you come. So yeah, I'm about to get up off of here because I need me another one of these. These are so good. So that's it. Peace and love, y'all. We'll be putting out more content.